Stephanie,
please.
Anything that I've done
Please be quiet, all of you. When you all talk, nobody at home watching can hear a damn word any of you are saying.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I got another Piers Morgan debate coming in for you guys, and you're gonna love this one. This one's an outright riot, y'all. A circus to be held. But, you know, every once in a while we get these debates, and I always latch on to the substance, right? Because that's what we're about. We love to see the circus, but we also love to have the discourse. The discourse is what we're really here for. The circus is just an appetizer. It's just a little bit, oh, okay, we'll throw that on top. Cherry on top, blah, blah, blah. You get it, right? But before we get into that, I need you guys to do me a big favor. Smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel if you're new around here. And share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. That would be greatly appreciated. And so you love to see it, right? You love to see Democrats defending their positions. It's really hard. And you know what? Because every time they do something that needs to be defended, it's always, what aboutism? What about this? What about that? What about Trump? It's always Trump, 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 Trump. Anytime they have to defend anything that they do, it's always, what about Trump? Orange man bad. Never forget that. You gotta love to see it, but let's go ahead and get into this thing right quick.
Destiny, let me start with you. You got anything, or are you taking a Chuck Schumer defense?
No, I think if a pardon is going to exist as a presidential power, I think this is the perfect time to use it.
Really? Even when you've told the world repeatedly, I'm not going to do that, and that everyone should be beholden to the law.
I think the mistake, if Biden made a mistake, it was to say that he wasn't going to do it.
You think?
Especially after seeing the nomination of people like Kash Patel, I think it is absolutely in good prudence to use it here rather than allow Hunter Biden to be the subject of infinite investigations for the next 4 years of Trump's presidency.
You mean how the liberals put Trump through all the criminal investigations?
Well, no, because Trump has criminal immunity from the Supreme Court, and all of his federal court cases are now dismissed, and the case in New York never had a sentencing and probably won't get one. So, no, that wouldn't be the same thing.
You seem very phlegmatic about all this, Destiny, when inside you must be hurting. Because what Joe Biden has done with one flick of his pen is he has taken away all the high moral ground that the Democrats could have had against Trump for the next 4 years. Because Trump can now pardon who the hell he likes. He can pardon every January the 6th protester. And he can do it in the sure knowledge that the moment people like you go, this is an outrage, how can you do this? He goes, you know what? At least they went to prison. Hunter Biden didn't do a day. This is
the two of the easiest questions in the world. Pierce, one, if he doesn't pardon Hunter, do you think that influences Trump's decisions at all and who he pardons next?
That wasn't what I said. I said yes. it removes your ability.
Absolutely
no, Destiny.
Number two.
It removes.
Number two.
Hang on. Let me answer number one first.
What have Democrats gotten for the moral high ground for the last 4 years?
Let me answer number one first. In answer to number one,
yeah.
Huh? In answer to number one, my point to you was, if he does, and I'm sure he will, you on the left have absolutely no way to now play the high moral ground because your guy, the president, did it even worse.
What is that? What is the high moral ground? We're down a Supreme Court pick. We lost the 2000 presidency to another Supreme Court. The president now has infinite criminal immunity. What is the moral high ground gotten the Democrats up to this point? There's no point in engaging in norms when only one side upholds the norms. And to sit here, you want to talk about a farce, to pretend that Donald Trump's future pardon decisions are going to be based on who Biden decides to pardon is hilariously stupid. And if you want to talk about pardons, something that you never will hear, why not talk about some of Trump's pardons? How much time do we give to the pardon of Bannon or Stone, who was pardoned for crimes that were literally related to covering up other crimes from Donald Trump?
Destiny.
How many people care about that? Nobody. Where's the accountability for that? Nowhere.
You know
and
the
what's
difference?
the result of those investigations? They're all canceled. So
you know the difference?
I don't want to hear anything about Hunter Biden's pardon. It's a joke.
How many days in prison did Stone and Bannon and those guys do?
I'm pretty sure. Didn't Stone get clemency before he ever stepped foot in prison?
Yeah. He was sentenced to 40 months in prison, and then Trump pardoned him.
The day before, he got clemency. Also, forget Stone. Forget Stone.
It's
not about how much time did Stone spend in prison. It's about Donald Trump evading responsibility and culpability because Stone didn't have to testify about him. He said it publicly. He said, oh, Donald Trump, why would I squeal on the president? And then he didn't say anything to Congress. He told another witness not to. And then when he got convicted of all those crimes, Trump said, oh, I'll pardon him. So don't talk about Hunter Biden's pardon. It's an absolute joke.
But of course, the reason that
You gotta love their defense right there, right? Like talking about Roger Stone. Okay, when the president of the United States asserts executive privilege over anything that's wanted by the DOJ or whatever, doesn't matter. You can't testify on that, right? So you get a subpoena. So now you're between a rock and a hard place, right? You either break the executive privilege or you risk going to jail for contempt of Congress or contempt of court or contempt of whatever. So doesn't matter what you do, you're breaking the law anyway. So that's the position they got put in. And his defense, well, he wasn't going to snitch on the president. Well, what are you going to do in that position, right? What did Trump actually do wrong? Nothing. But you got to love their position. What has the moral high ground gotten them? Well, as a matter of fact, in my opinion, they haven't had the moral high ground, but now Joe Biden has actually shattered the facade of a moral high ground because that's what they've been putting up, a facade of moral, just integrity that Republicans just don't have moral integrity. No, garbage. Outright garbage. These people have weaponized the entire federal government against the American people, but only specific people. That is right. But you got to love these people. Their defense. What about this? What about that? What about Trump? Get off of yourselves, right? This pardon, right? Okay, so let's break this down right quick. So Joe Biden pardoning his son, who freaking cares? That's an obvious one. Yes, of course, he's going to pardon his own freaking son. Obviously. The bad part is, the pardon goes back 11 years. Over a decade. Why? That's the part where you shattered your facade of moral, integrity right there. You no longer have the high ground on that. You never did have the high ground, as a matter of fact, because it was his own family that was the ones with all the corruption. Right? And now, I'm not trying to say that there was no corruption going on behind the Trump family or anything like that. That's not what I'm getting into. That's not the whataboutism, because I'm sure there was some corruption going on. But I tell you what, you want to prosecute that, find the evidence, bring it to court, prosecute that. But until then, hush about that. No. Now, we have evidence to show that the Biden crime family is a thing. It's not fake. The Burisma scandal, it should have been the biggest scandal in American history. Much bigger than Watergate. Much bigger than any of these other things. Anything Bill Clinton did, anything Obama did, bigger than any of this. You had millions of dollars being exchanged, and for what? What did Hunter Biden do at a Ukrainian energy company, for crying out loud? Why was that prosecutor fired? Why did Joe Biden try to withhold a $1 billion loan guarantee if they didn't fire a prosecutor? That's all very, very, very suspicious activity right there. And we want to get to the bottom of it. But we can't. Why? Because, Joe Biden's the president of the United States. And now he goes off pardoning his son. And who knows what other pardons are coming down the pipeline. But we'll get to that. Let's keep going.
I was just, that's why I was smiling. I mean, Piers was asking me why I was smiling, but in my heart of hearts, Piers, man, I wish I could give you just the tiniest little violin so you could strum it there in your studio talking about the death of democracy. You know why Biden pardoned his son? It was to troll you.
Because he's a scumbag.
It was to troll everybody. And you know why he didn't? He said he wasn't going to, and then he did. Because he doesn't remember. He didn't troll me either.
He sold out America.
He didn't troll me. What he did was he trolled his own side, because you all queued up to defend him as being. He was the good. Remember,
he's not going to be president
in all the debates we've had this year, he was the good guy. Trump was the liar. Trump was the hypocrite. Trump was the shameless guy. Trump was the nepotism guy. And then in one moment, Biden proved actually he's just as bad. He's exactly the same.
How is the Hunter Biden pardon? How is that comparable? How is that comparable to Bannon or Stone?
Sorry, and the idea that he is using the idea of the justice system being weaponized against his family is laughable, given that Biden has helped direct the weaponization of the justice system against Trump for a year.
We have no proof of that. What, do we just lie here? Is this just a show where we just tell lies?
Well, Joe Biden lies.
Where's the part where Joe Biden directed the DOJ to do anything? Where is that?
Well, you think the entire weaponization of the American justice system against Trump in the last year, Biden had no involvement whatsoever?
Do you have proof of that?
I don't need proof of it. It's obvious.
I don't.
Okay, so hold on. So it's so obvious. Wait. So to be clear, it's so obvious that this DOJ is being politicized and used by Joe Biden, the same DOJ that went after his son.
Yes,
the same DOJ that appointed a special prosecutor for when Biden had classified documents. What are we even talking? Do we even know how the government works in this country? What are we talking about right now?
See, you gotta love this. Democrats are ignoring the elephant in the room on this. The breadth of this pardon is the insane part. It's not the fact that he pardoned his son. Nobody gives a damn about that. Everybody expected Hunter Biden to be pardoned. We knew that Joe Biden was outright lying when he continuously lied to the American people and said he wasn't gonna pardon his son. I came on here, I covered that story when it broke, as a matter of fact. I got out there and said that's going to be one of the most scumbag moves of his presidency if he does not pardon his son. What kind of father would he be? Right? Because underneath that, you're not going to pardon your son when you have the ability to, for political reasons, so you don't look like you're biased. Right? To save your own legacy, to save your own reputation, you're going to sacrifice your son. Holy crap. But no, he doesn't do that. And they're ignoring the fact, the breadth of this pardon, covering 10 freaking years. Now, we already discussed that. I understand that. But that's what Democrats are ignoring here. Trying to say, oh, he's just trolling everybody. No, he's not. There's something much deeper going on here. It's very suspicious. He would pardon him for the past 10 years. And he asked the question, what's the difference between him pardoning Roger Stone and Paul Manafort and all these other people? Blah, 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 blah. What's the difference? Trump pardoned them on their specific charges. Because guess what? Steve Bannon ended up going to jail anyway after Trump gets out of office. Right? Hunter Biden can't go to jail for any of that he did from 2014 to 2024. That's insane. That's outright insane. Knowing there's an impeachment investigation going on. Why? Right? Like say later on he says, well, where's your evidence for all this? Blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? The Hunter Biden laptop story just broke in 2020 when Joe Biden became president. So you think that's enough to get an investigation going? Oh, wait, who is in charge of investigations on a federal level? The FBI and the DOJ. Under Joe Biden, do you really think he's going to investigate his own freaking family? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, they're going to get evidence when the Trump administration comes in. I can almost guarantee you there are going to be investigations into that because they're going to take everything from the Oversight Committee, all of their investigations that show corruption, that show money laundering, that show exactly what the Biden crime family has been doing, and they're going to go much deeper on that. And then we're going to get those indictments. We're going to get those investigations. And Joe Biden should have thought much further. He should have pardoned his son until infinity, until eternity, until no more time is, right? Until he's dead, right? Because there's significant questions that the American people have about this. And these people are insane. They're just ignoring all of this and saying, well, what about Trump? What about this? What about that? Well, what about yourselves? You've never had the moral high ground, as a matter of fact. And then he goes on to talk about the weaponization. Oh, the same Department of Justice that went after his son? Yeah, they had to because those investigations started under Donald Trump. They had to continue that. But everybody's forgetting the plea deal that they gave to Hunter Biden, which pretty much equates to that pardon. Yeah, that was insane. Judge turned it down, said no freaking way, can't do this. I'll be disbarred. She'll be committing crimes if she allows that plea deal to go through. However, this next clip I've got coming up for you guys, right? This is perfect. It encapsulates what's going on in the Democratic Party right now. This is the circus part, folks.
What happened to you, dude? Who are you? I don't even know. Lindy Lee's out here. She's been like the face of the resistance for so long, and now she's coming on these programs making this rightward turn. It's pretty disgusting. You've got millions of followers. She's absolutely doing that. I don't even know.
Hang on, don't all shout, please. Don't all shout. Francesca, have your say.
You don't even believe what you're saying.
Hang on, please. Don't all talk at once.
Super sick.
Time out. No one can hear you when you all shout over each other. No one can hear you.
I don't even care. I don't even know you.
No one can hear you.
You are so embarrassing.
No one can hear you when you all talk at the same time.
I know, because I didn't make a name for myself.
Francesca,
Francesca, and now you're heel turning because your side.
Francesca,
that's
stop
so
talking.
Sick.
No, for God's sake.
Yes, that's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing.
But that doesn't mean that I'm just going to go on national TV and lie.
Who's been kind to you? Oh, nobody's asking. Oh, is that what you've been doing? Is lying for Biden? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I just said that I'm not. I refuse to do that. I'm here. Piers Morgan invited me. I'm here to tell him the truth. I owe that to him, to his viewers. I'm not going to gaslight anybody.
You are so embarrassing.
Was a bad idea.
This is why Democrats suck.
When you all talk over each other, nobody can hear you.
I'm talking.
Sorry, can I just please have a moment of quiet? Please,
like
panel.
Lindy Lee here.
Panel, just to be clear.
I haven't made a single penny from anything that I've done.
Please be quiet, all of you. When you all talk, nobody at home watching can hear a damn word any of you are saying. So you can keep doing it, and I'll just end the whole thing, because it's pointless. Now, Francesca, if you've got allegations to make about Lindy, make them now, and then Lindy, you respond. Let's do it the old-fashioned way, where people can actually hear a damn thing you're saying. Francesca.
Okay, quickly, and I mean no disrespect. I just feel that it is so funny that the Democratic Party has also surrounded itself, like the Republican Party, with honestly opportunistic grifters like Lindy Lee, who has posited herself as someone who actually cares about American democracy, spotlighting the threats that Trump has posed and will continue to pose to the American people. And now that the Harris campaign lost, which I think was definitely their election to lose, given just how much Trump was like not even trying, and he didn't win by the popular vote he won by less than 50%. Harris dropped the ball. Lindy Lee was all in on the campaign, and now she's pivoting because she's like, you know what? I want to go to the winning side. And now the Hunter Biden laptop story is a thing. That's just so craven and so pathetic. And I'm someone who has not received a single dollar from the Democratic Party or any
Neither have I.
to talk about my views.
Neither have I.
Okay,
much money off
now
of it.
I will let Lindy. Now I will let Lindy respond. Hang on, Lindy. Hang on, Lindy. Hang on, Lindy. I will now let you respond.
Tell me one person who's paid me.
I don't know, girl.
Who's
I don't
paid
know.
me?
You tell me.
You're just making up shit. You're just making up shit. Are we allowed to curse on here?
Yeah.
I don't need anybody's money. No one has paid me. You're just making this is like libelous. It's defamation. No one has
obviously
paid me.
No one has to pay you. It's all about influencerdom, right?
Now you're changing your story. Don't change your story. Just a minute ago, you said I was a grifter and I was getting paid. I never said you did. I said I didn't.
But why are you changing your brand?
I don't know who you are, respectfully.
Why are you? You don't need to know who I am. Why are you changing your brand?
Who came out against the pardon? Is he a grifter too? Is Governor Jared Polis also a grifter for saying that the pardon was a bad idea because Joe Biden repeatedly lied? If you're going to pardon your son, fine. There are arguments in favor of that. But why did you have to lie repeatedly and say that you weren't? He lied after the election.
Lying is bad.
And
it's like saying that COVID-19 is just a cold and then a million Americans are dead. Lying really is bad.
I insist on talking over people again and again.
This is mental illness.
In terms of the Harris campaign, I raised millions of dollars for that campaign. I donated buildings in a church to the campaign. I did not find out until after she lost that millions were spent on, for example, $2.5 million was spent on Oprah. $500 million went to just 4 well-connected Democratic firms, including Bully.
Welcome to the political revolution, girl. The Democratic Party won't save you.
I don't know what's going on with you, but can you please let somebody finish? Thank you so much.
Please finish.
And also, and millions of dollars to celebrities. It's in millions of dollars to private planes and also 5-star hotels for campaign staffers. I have donors who donated anywhere from $10 to $25 of their hard-earned money to $1 million. They are fuming. And we had no idea this was going on. The campaign, during the campaign, said that we were going to win 3 to 4 battleground states. That was what we were expecting. Jen O'Malley Dillon went around the world telling people that we were definitely going to win the campaign. But they knew all along, now we know, they knew all along that Kamala Harris was losing. She was behind Trump the entire time. But when she was with us donors, when they were whining and dining us, they told us a completely different story.
They were clearly lying. Let me bring in...
Okay, so this is why I constantly say there are some Democrats in the Democratic Party that are just in a cult. And if you don't follow the exact line of the cult, you're on the other side. We have a Democrat that worked for the Kamala Harris campaign, was a donor to the Kamala Harris campaign, coming out saying, look, they lied about this, they lied about that, they lied to the donors to get more money, then they spent that money on absolute garbage that didn't help the campaign. They lied to us. They lied about their internal polling, for crying out loud, saying, oh no, we're going to win this many swing states and blah, 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 knowing their internal polling said otherwise. They lied through their freaking teeth. They twisted the polls around as if they had control over it, but the mainstream news controls the narrative. So they had the narrative on their side. As a matter of fact, we were kind of worried with the polling coming out. We were like, holy crap, how does she have so much support? But this is what the Democratic Party does. If you come out and speak out against these things and say, hey, this is a bad thing, this is part of the problem, you can't lie, you can't build up this facade of just fake garbage and then think you're going to win on that. It's all going to come crumbling down once everybody goes to the polls and votes. They lied about this. And if you come out and speak your criticism, right, all of a sudden you're on the other side. Oh, you're grifting for this. You want to be with the other side. You're right wing now. No, this is what they don't get. This is why they're in a cult. Folks, you got to watch out for these people. They lie through their freaking teeth. They build this worldview, just like with Biden, right? We had been talking about for a long time. We would show clips of Joe Biden stumbling and fumbling and falling down and falling up, falling off, all of that, right? Saying Joe Biden, he cannot continue like this. As a matter of fact, we think they should invoke the 25th Amendment and get this guy out of here because he's the leader of the free world. The President of the United States can hardly speak, for crying out loud. He's fallen asleep here. He's stumbling over basic words. He can hardly talk. But hang on, what did we have? We had this entire narrative built. Oh, he's a dynamo in the background. Those are just accidents. Those are just missteps. This isn't a continuous thing that goes on all the time. They lied and lied and lied and lied. And then it comes time for the debate. Joe Biden shows his true colors, and everybody could see it. People were pissed. They lied to us about Joe Biden being a dynamo in the background, right? And we knew it. We all knew it. We could all see it. But they lied to people. And the mainstream news propped that up. Places, MSNBC, CNN, CBS, ABC, NBC, all of those people, they all prop this garbage up. Every single one of them. And then they come out and act shocked at his poor debate performance. This is why they are in a cult. They are trying to push a narrative on you that is outside of reality, that doesn't make any sense. And it's all just a facade. Something that they've built. And you know that's going to come crumbling down once everybody sees the truth. The truth always comes out. The truth always comes out, especially on stuff like this. Then the Kamala Harris, they just get anointed. And there's all this support and all this just joy and yay and blah, blah, blah. We're going to win, y'all. The polling shifted. More facade building, more narrative building. That's what they did. And it was all bunk. Every single last freaking bit of it was bunk. And then they don't know what to do. So now you have some Democrats that actually saw the impropriety, saw the malfeasance, saw the lies, the narrative building, and they're telling the truth. They're just outright pissed. They're like, this isn't the thing. This isn't what we were told. We were freaking lied to. Some of them are pretending to be mad. Some of them are genuinely mad. And if you get mad, if you show any criticism, you're on the other side. That is not indicative of logic. That is not indicative of people rationally thinking about things. That is indicative of irrational defense of the indefensible. That's what that is. And that's why they are in a cult, for crying out loud. This is all just insane. And I could talk about this for a while, but we're not trying to, stay in on all this. We're trying to keep these videos concise and short enough so people's attention spans don't go flibbity flobbity and wiggly woggly all over the damn place, right? We're trying to keep people here, for goodness sakes. Keep you watching, keep you entertained, keep you going. So I try to keep these a little bit shorter than I used to. I used to just blah 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 and go on and on and on and on, but that seems to be what I'm doing now. I'm ranting at this point. So what I want you guys to do is let me know what you think about all this down in the comments section. That was a circus, but it goes to show where the Democratic Party is right now. They are trying to find some sort of rationale, and you can't. When you build your house upon nothing, just fake garbage, it's going to come crumbling down. Anytime the wind blows just a little bit, your house of cards is going to come crashing to the freaking ground, and you're going to be left there holding the bag like, what do I do now? And that's the problem. That's where some of these people are at. What are we going to do? This is garbage. They're mad. Hey, it's totally understandable. Doesn't mean that they're right wing. It's insane, y'all. It's outright insane, some of these people. But, that's what you get when you try to defend the indefensible. But like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Don't forget to smash that like button for me. I sure would appreciate that. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with everything going on in politics and just how you're being manipulated by the corporate press, because they're definitely manipulating almost everything that comes out in the corporate news. That is true. But y'all let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.